Ladies and gentlemen, welcome, welcome, welcome. Happy Monday. How's everyone doing today? Sound off in the chat, guys. Don't forget to smash the like button on your way in. I appreciate you guys for joining me. Hey, what's going on, guys? Gourmet Brands Brooklyn, Philly, Tom Selleck, Scout, and Dream Tanks TV. I hate that Dream Tanks guy. I'm just kidding. Dream Tanks TV was correct. Ladies and gentlemen, everybody celebrate. Spam some bananas in the chat for, I guess, the 3-day theory. The 3-day chart. Show some respect. Put some respect on the 3-day chart's name. Dream Tanks was correct. It opened and closed. Well, it opened up here, closed down here. It is what it is. That's normally a red candle, so we gotta acknowledge it, you know. Credit where credit's due. Appreciate the input. Let us know what the next candle color is so that heaven help us, we make some money. Tom Selleck Scout said Tom Lee says ETH goes back up this week. I think that's the only direction you can go after you go to zero, so Tom Lee would be correct. John Gregory said, "What's happening? We are streaming. It is Monday. I'm gonna apply some nasal spray because I'm all but clogged right now. So excuse me for a moment. I don't want you guys to see this. Do you want to hear it though? Ready? Oh. Ooh. Okay. Let's see. Justin said, howdy, what's going on, Justin? Tom Selleck Scout said, even the duck is bearish Bitcoin, but he's bullish. Select alt. Who's the duck? Tom Selleck Scout said, I'm congested. The heat's on. What do you want from me? It's dry. Dream Tank said, the Bitcoin, ETH, and Dogecoin 3-day just printed, and it's red. More downside coming. I mean, I'm not even going to reply to that. Is he sniffing glue? That Pulse Player said, sup, stranger? What's going on, that Pulse Player? Appreciate you. Cheers, my friend. Donald? Ah, interesting. John Gregory said, when was last Green Day? I don't remember. I mean, September ended, so I don't know. Green Day, Dookie? American Idiot? I bet you that's the one. Justin said, got a new puppy, 7-week-old Doberman. That's awesome. So, at my mom's old house, our neighbor, their dog, they had a Doberman mix, and it like ran away. It just kind of wandered into our yard, and I was like, I never met the dog before, so I didn't even know it belonged to him. I'm like, what's this random, beautiful, well-behaved dog? I brought him in the garage. Sweetest dog in the world. Literally the most well-behaved dog I'd ever met at the time. And I put it in the garage. I gave it some food, and I didn't know what to do. I eventually heard the guy calling for his dog, and I was like, did you lose your dog? He's like, yeah. I'm like, I think it's in my garage. And I brought him back the dog. But that added Doberman mix to my dream dog catalog list, whatever you want to call it. Anyways, we're getting sidetracked, guys. Bitcoin, 92, 140, and 18 cents. We are down 0.9% since the daily close. Before that, I mean, we were down quite significantly on the day anyways. Let's just call it like 4%. I'm going to start making stuff up. Let's go refresh our liquidation heat map and see where we're at. 12-hour, get a little zoom action going on. Not a lot of people longing. There's still some good chunk of longs, but more shorts for sure. 92, 494. Got a little bit heartburn going on. 92, 494. I'm gonna apologize for missing so many daily close contests. I'm not meaning to. 93, 147. And then the lower half, we've got 91, 353. And 9,700. So, been dealing with this insurance thing, right? Pickle Rick said, let's effing go. I just sold some stock in profit. Now to DCA into Bitcoin. I like that. Gourmet Brands of Brooklyn said, nice pickle. That's the way to do it. Good to take profits. Exactly. Tom Selleck Scout said, Dookie is a solid album. I think Green Day is just a solid band. Like, I don't know. I thoroughly enjoy when you have an entire album and you can just listen to the whole thing and you actually enjoy it. I feel like that's rare nowadays. There's usually only like 1 or 2 good songs, and they release the rest of their slop on those albums because they know people are going to pay for the album for the single. I don't know. It's all, maybe I just don't like specific musicians and they release crap. Anyways, ETH. I guess Bitcoin dominance actually. Dominance is 59.45. We're still below 60, which I'm totally okay with. The question is it going to break above 60 as Bitcoin? I don't know. What's Bitcoin doing? Is this a downtrend? I hope so. That'd be sick. Can we get, maybe we do this, we do this, we do this, and then it goes, maybe not that exact. Hold on, let me get in the zone. We got sideways, dump, sideways, dump, sideways, dump, sideways, and then November 26th, like I called, that goes pew all the way down. And alts, enter alt season. Gourmet Brands of Brooklyn. Justin said early Green Day was the shit. Later stuff is meh. Pickrick9 said, who is the band? The conversation that we're having is about Green Day. But I don't know. I feel like there's certain bands where you can just listen to an entire album and enjoy the entire album. And for some reason, it feels like more modern mainstream music. You listen to the entire album and there's like one or two songs that you can pick out of it where you're like, I would listen to this. Like, I'll put these on a playlist. But you would never save the entire album. You know what I mean? And that might just be a me thing. That might just be a me thing. That's entirely possible. ETH is down 0.37% on the day, currently trading at 3,020. It is above 3K, which is what we're really holding out for. We need to stay above 3K. I think that's incredibly important. 3K is right here. And big psychological level. If we lose 3K, I'm gonna say it. I hate to say it. If we lose 3K, ETH is probably going down to 2,500. Picklebrick. Nope. Gourmet Brands of Brooklyn said, I saw Green Day back in the day, Lollapalooza. They were awesome, but now they get too vocal with politics. I wish bands would stay in their lane. I mean, Green Day is a punk band, and the foundations of punk were built on politics. So I guess Green Day is one of the few where I would try to justify their involvement in political nonsense, because it's like a punk rock band. Justin said, I love when the songs transition from one to another, like Pink Floyd, The Wall. I'm not a big Pink Floyd guy. I recognize what they've done for the music. I'm not going to say that they're bad. I personally don't enjoy them as much as other people. But the transition songs, transitioning from one song to another, to me, that's like, the album tells a whole story. I think that's good writing. I think that maybe that's also the problem with the albums where you can only cherry pick one or two songs that you like, because they probably just write a bunch of different songs. They try to like write a bunch of songs. They're like, we're going to get a one-hit wonder out of every album. And that's, instead of writing for the sake of writing, like telling an entire story with an album, they write for the sake of profit. It's music driven by greed rather than art. But that's just my opinion. That's just my take. Who am I? It's not like I'm a published musician. Tom Selleck Scott said, Green Day, Smashing Pumpkins, Tool, Old Incubus. Yes. Justin said, punk is all about political dissonance. Exactly. Pickrick9 said, they were pretty good around 2002-ish. Haven't heard them really since. All right. Gourmet Brands of Brooklyn, Lollapalooza reminds me of Bamboozle, which is a New Jersey thing. And I went to the Bamboozle Roadshow, which only happened a handful of times. The year Shots came out for LMFAO, and LMFAO was there, and it was one of the coolest concerts I'd ever been to. John Gregory said, ha! Philly said, Pink Floyd is too negative. They hate crypto. Dark Side of the Moon. Ooh. All right. Anyways, yeah, ETH holding 3K is going to be very important. If we lose it, I'm going to call for 2,500. I think, unfortunately, I'm not going to call bear market as in like a full 365 days of downside and then we bottom. I do think that we are entering a new era of bear market, since Bitcoin is more tied to the stock market via ETFs and stuff like that, which, by the way, we've seen every single weekend Saturday, Friday night, and then Saturday the entire day, and then Sunday morning, a very small portion of Sunday morning, the liquidation heat map basically traps the Bitcoin price into a small range so that it does not move out of that range. And then early or Sunday afternoon, Sunday evening, that range opens back up and Bitcoin starts to move, which is entirely tied to, I believe, the Asian stock market, actually. Tom Selleck's Coat said 2,500 and I cut it off. But yeah, I think Bitcoin is going to do its like 20, maybe 30% pullback from the top. And it's maybe going to be crappy for a month, and then it's going to recover for a month, and then we're going to resume. So maybe 2 months max, which puts us right back into 2026, which is what I've been calling for since January. So I'm just saying, not trying to be an a-hole, but I feel like I am, unfortunately. Tom Selleck said Pitbull and Red Foo only for Philly. Pitbull. Dude, what is up with like alcoholic moms being obsessed with Pitbull? So Solana's interesting right now. We got 129.95. I'm looking for 100 on Solana. And that's my like minimum. We're going there for sure, I think. We got a break below this blue lower trend line and a break below this legacy upper trend line. The upper trend line seems a little bit less relevant at the moment. We broke below the lower trend line of the more recent trend, and then we tried to break and rejected right here. And now we're continuing down. 130 seems to be a point of confluence right now. I'm not entirely sure why. My brain is like, I should short this because I think it's going to $100, but we are incredibly, it seems to me, overextended on the bearish side. And that could just be, no, look at this. The daily is oversold, like pretty damn hard. And even back here, you didn't even get oversold back here. You got oversold right here, You got a nice bounce. And that went from 130 to 180, which is, let's do this, a 40% candle or 40% move. That would probably liquidate me if I tried to open up a short. And I'm not really in the mood to babysit a position. Maybe I will. Maybe I'll do that. No, shorting the bottom sounds stupid. I'm not going to do it. It's oversold on the daily. It could, get a little temporary bounce wick situation and then go down lower. 3 hits and then continuing to the upside. Who knows? But I'm not going to open up a short just because it looks bad. It looks like it's going to 100. Now, if we get that bounce and we come up to like 167, I'll probably open up a short. It's interesting. It's almost at the exact same level. So I'm wondering if it is going to do the exact same move. Yeah, look at that. Should I fractal that? It's seems like something worth paying attention to. Billy said, oh, Drummer said, don't forget to like and subscribe, everyone. I gotta take a Pepsid. I got a little bit of heartburn going on. John Gregory said, where's Fear and Greed at today? Has it changed at all from 10? Yes, actually, yesterday it was up to 14 for some psychotic reason. Today is at 11. The 3-day, allegedly, the past 3 days are the worst we've seen this year, I think. I'm glad it went down from 14. I thought 14 yesterday was ridiculous. 11 definitely seems more appropriate. I will say, though, there's been very few times we've gone below 11. And the one time, let's go take a look, because this one right here is at 7. Is that our lowest? What's this one? Oh, shoot. Why can't I see it? Hang on. Let me see if I can make this big. I can really stretch this out across my 2 screens. Oh, it doesn't actually change the size of the damn thing. What the hell? All right, never mind. Oh, 11. Is it a 4? 4 or 5 maybe? It's got to be 5, right? I'm just going to assume that that's a 5. It is August 20. I'm going to call it August 25th. Let's go look at August 25th, 2019. August 25th, 2019. August 25th, 2019. That's 2021. Okay, I got to go to the Binance chart. I got too many lines on this one. August 25th, 2019. Yeah, what? So 2019 was its own bull market. So it was either... It had to have been right around here. It was one of these. That didn't seem that crazy, though. Like, why it went from 13K down to 10K and everyone was losing their shit? The Heat said Bitcoin hanging by a thread on that support. If that breaks 88.7 is my next target. I just assume we're going down further at this point. Dremmer's bottom. Wait a minute. Why is this way the hell down here? What are these? Are these bottoms or are these price predictions? What is this? And why are they here? Hello? Where did these come from? Have those been there for a long time? That's too funny. Okay. John Gregory's calling for 88K. We've got Satoshi Follower calling for 70. And that was 70K before all-time high above 124. Okay, so that, honestly, that's probably going to happen. Satoshi Follower might have been the guy that called the exact Pico top from December 6th. Wouldn't that be crazy if that guy just stopped in the channel and was like, this is what's going to happen. And we're like, haha, okay, I'll put it on the chart. And then it actually happens. And he's like, I told you so. He's like Yoda. Anthony Warner said flash crash to 38K, set up for a snatch and grab by hedge funds. I mean, at this point, anything's possible. Like, legit. At this point, anything is possible. If Bitcoin goes down to 38K, alts are going to zero out. And, I don't know, it might be smart to set up those really, really greedy, low-ass buy orders. That might be a really smart idea right here. If he'd set another flash crash, will liquidate most of us. But I wouldn't be surprised if it happened again. I mean, liquidations can only happen if you're trading leverage. So at that point, why are you trading leverage? You know what I mean? I'm just saying. John said, we ain't going past 90K. Oh, I think we are. I think we are, unfortunately. But I've been wrong. And I am obviously have recency bias right here because if you would ask me a month ago, I probably would have said you're crazy for saying anything below 100K. Let's go check out CoinMarketCap's Fear and Greed. 15? Okay, this is the lowest it's been in a long time. Last time it was this low was March, April, which I believe was right here. March, April. Yep. Same thing. Justin said Solana value area low, 128.77. I think Solana's going to 100. I do. It feels dumb saying it, but I really do. The daily is oversold on Bitcoin, on Solana. Ethereum daily is not oversold, believe it or not. Total 3 is not oversold. Geez, look at both of these fractals. Failures. John said, I bet you an extra long cheese coney. John, I will make that bet. Let me look it up. Hold on. Extra long cheese coney price. It says $7. I'm gonna just go 10 because you got to drive up to whatever restaurant. $10, John. Bitcoin goes below 90K. And I'm gonna put a time frame on it because I've had people do bets without time frames and they end up just getting screwed. I think Bitcoin is going below 90K within the next 3 months. So I'm going to put a line at 90K. If BTC goes below, John owes JJ $10. If BTC stays above, I gotta spell below correctly. JJ owes John $10. Okay, so we got December, January, February. Deadline, February 17th. Must happen by February 17th. Okay. So it is written. Tom Selleck-Scote said hour and a half. Hour and a half to go below 90. I'll be busted out in 3 hours probably. Well, here's how I would like my bet settled via a membership, John. If I win, I want you to sign up for a membership. Whatever tier you want, 1, 2, or 3. And you can cancel right afterwards, whatever. But that is how I would like my payments. Cheers. Take the rest and donate it to a local animal shelter. I just whacked my tooth. Damn it. I was just going to say that the other day. I was like, I'm terrified of that happening. Oh, it's delicious, though. So delicious. Okay. Are you really concerned with the daily of anything else? Let's go to the 4-hour. Bitcoin 91,444. I want to say it looks like a reversal, but it doesn't. This looks like your typical, like, little green candle attempt, and then the continuation red is going to be the equal size of this initial drop. Happens every single time. Every single time. Okay. Let's see. Total 3. I'm going to do a poll in the chat, actually. I'm curious. Do you think we are entering a normal 1-year bear market for crypto? Or is it something else? Yes, 1 year. No, shorter time frame. No, just a bear trend. Up soon enough. IDK, just BTFD. Buy the F and dip. All right, ladies and gentlemen, please direct your attention to the poll in the chat. Do you think we are entering a normal 1-year bear market for crypto, or is it something else? Yes, 1 year, no shorter time frame. It closed, hold on. No, just a bear trend up soon. I don't know, just buy the F and dip. Total 3 right now, 882.49. What was I calling for? I said if we broke 925, we were going somewhere. I don't remember what it was, though. Let's actually try to do some TA on this. I want to go to the daily. We've clearly broken a trend that we've held for a pretty decent amount of time, unless we rebound right away. Because we've got 1, 2, it's like an established relative trend with some little fake outs below, whatever. We've got 3, 4. I guess we could, if we rebound very soon, then I think that this trend remains intact. I think that that's a safe assumption. However, if we don't, where do I think we're going? Let me draw another trend line. Hold on. Because we've got, well, no. I suppose this would just be the start of another downtrend, right? And that downtrend, let me fix this. This is way too thick and too purple. Justin said, if you get your Solana wick, I'd say it takes liquidity at 126 and has aggressive bounce / recovery. I mean, I hope none of that happens. I hope it actually just goes up from here. And I'm trying to be better about shorting, because I'm really bad at shorting. I get too optimistic too fast. So if I seem overly bearish, it's me trying to like get over the mental hurdle of my brain being like, the market's just bullish all the time, because the market's not bullish all the time. So I need to try to mentally train myself to stop thinking that. Tom Selleck Scout said, where's the 3-year bear market option? That's not an option. If you believe in the 3-year bear market, you need to leave. John Gregory said, shorts getting too confident might wick to 88, then snatch up those shorts. The last month. I don't know what that is. I don't know. I'm just making up a story in my head because I need to buy a house. I need to buy a house too. Pickle Rick 9 said, buy the effing dip, boys. I just hurt my knee really bad. Ouch. Owie. I did do a cheap DCA last night. I'm probably going to do another one today. If the market continues, and I want to iterate that I've jumped the ship before with our perfect entry portfolio. So, feel free to not follow me into the fray, because I have a tendency to jump the gun, jump the shark, if you will. Okay, so let's see. Let's take a look at this. When we get a considerable downtrend, this first one, this little double toppy situation from January, this one, oh, what's happening? I wanted to measure. Give me a measurement. It was approximately 40%. So let's just take that into consideration. If we're going down 40, then we're looking at the same bottom. 7-Eleven? Let's go 7-Eleven. That's where we're all going to end up working. 7-Eleven. Coordinates. 71100. Okay, so this is guess number 1. This is like uber bearish JJ guess. And then guess number 2. What did I say it was? 40? We could do one of these. This is 25. Let's go 25. What's 20? We're probably already down 25. Yep, we are past 20, unless we bounce from here again, which is entirely possible. So let's just go 30. 824. I'm going to go 800. That's what I'm going to do. 80000. And then this is slightly bullish JJ guess. All right, what do you guys got? This is for total 3, by the way. We got 18 people watching. Is that true? Make sure you guys smash the like button. I appreciate you guys for being here. Don't forget to subscribe if you're new. Every day we try to do a daily close contest where there's a chance for you to win up to $300. It's a ton of fun. Sometimes we don't make it. The daylight savings kind of ruined it for a little while, so we are still adjusting, but I don't know. There's a learning curve. ADA is perhaps bouncing off of this lower trend line, even though it kind of is below it right now. But we'll give a little bit of hopium. Pick Rick 9 said, buy the F and dip, boys. If we do go bearish, 74 bottom, that's like max pain. What was my bottom? Hold on. I had a whole setup here where I talked about, yeah, right here. Where did I put it? Right there. My Bitcoin bottom is 69, actually. My proper Bitcoin bottom guesstimate, if you will, is 69. Because that is the previous bear market, or that's the previous bull market on top. And this was my argument. Yesterday we were talking about, like, selling all your bags and peace now. And this is what I outlined for myself. You guys can feel free to, follow this or not. I said, if we are entering a bear, these are your options. And I was speaking to myself because I'm not a financial advisor. Dollar cost average down, lower my average, and wait for the next bull. Short, make money on the way down. Exit, wait for a timing the bottom scenario. Pivot, buy stocks, gold, property, etc. You should be diversified into these already. Peace out. Never invest again. Grind 9 to 5 until you retire and eventually get put into an old folks home by your kids because you suck and they don't want to take care of your paper-handed bitch ass anymore. It's annoying. Pick Rick 9 said, let me guess, 69,420. No, I think that people front run that number too much. I think it would get bought up before that. What's interesting now, though, is I feel like this time around last bull market, we were talking about taking profits front running. And right now we're having a conversation about front running the bottom, which is very, very interesting. Let me check the weekly. I want to see if this volume has really altered yet. It's just so interesting to me. Yeah, see, we did. So this is Liberation Day volume right here. Liberation Day volume all this whole time. And then it started to pick up a little bit with a little more loose crypto policy, I think. And now we're getting all this ETFs and adoption, and tariffs are getting lowered. So it feels like the liquidity is like slowly ramping up over time, and eventually it's going to restore to its normal level, which is like way higher than what we have right now. So it's just, this one blew my mind. I can't believe nobody's talked about this yet. Volume, liquidity, it's just gone since Liberation Day. Since we were liberated, they liberated us from volume and liquidity. But anyways, Sneck is at 0.23, very cool. It's chilling at 15. I don't know how much lower this can go with me maintaining my sanity, but here we are. XRP, interestingly enough, still holding that upper trend line, even though it's significantly lower than it was when it was inside of this pattern, if that is even a pattern. Again, that's very it's very loosey-goosey. I do have a bounce target, though, of 210, which we are very, very close to. Again, we bounced off of it the first time. Not all these targets hit, not all of them are good, but some of them worked out relatively well. HBAR has the ETF, but it doesn't seem to be helping them all that much. They're also down. I think XRP has an ETF as well. Allegedly, whales sold into it, though. Pickle Rick said I was supposed to be rich by now. Made a bet with my wife 4 years ago. I lost because the alt season, and it made you even more poor because you had to pay her. That's the most backward shit I've ever heard of. John Gregory said they liberated us from my house funds. Same, John Gregory, same. I will say, if you're ever in like a McDonald's parking lot or just sitting at home and you hear a loud noise and somebody smashes into your parked unoccupied vehicle, it can be incredibly lucrative. So, not financial advice, but you could statistically look up where more like car parking lot accidents happen, and just put your car in that parking lot. No joke. FedEx smushed my van like 2-3 years ago. I got a check for like $4,000, and the same van got smushed by some rando, probably intoxicated dude, because he like fled the scene after giving us his info. Backed into my van at the McDonald's parking lot early October, and I just got a payout from the insurance company for that too. So, third-party claims, highly recommend. Just, don't commit insurance fraud or anything like that. But if somebody like legitimately smashes into your shit, you can make a lot of money. Even if your car is a 2008 Chrysler Town and Country. It's just a magnet for other vehicles. SWE. Man, I might just load up on SWE. I feel like this is such a weird thing for this thing to be down this far. Let's draw a trend line up here. I want to get some perspective. Oh, I'm getting a phone call from our miscellaneous number. Hello? Hello?
Hello.
Can I help you? They just hung up. Oh, that makes me so happy. Okay. That seems a little more accurate. Well, I don't want to lose that one though. See, this one doesn't really have points of confluence though. I want to do this because this looks a little better. No, you get 2 points of confluence if you're lucky. I guess this one does seem to have more because you get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, maybe? And these are attempted breakouts that failed. Otherwise, it would be this. Both of them are like wedge-ish. They're very much just descending channels, which can be bullish. Sui does have 2 green dots. Man, I'm probably just gonna throw some money at Sui. I feel like this is stupid to not buy this. It just feels so silly. I'm gonna do it right now. What are we buying, guys? I am going to end the poll. We've got... What happened to the poll? We got 9 votes. I asked, do you think we're entering a normal 1-year bear market for crypto, or is it something else? 56% of you said no, just a bear trend, up soon. 22% said, I don't know, just buy the F and dip. 11% said yes, 1 year, and 11% said no, shorter time frame. Interesting. Very, very interesting. That being said, I do want to know, what are you guys buying? And if you're not buying anything, if somebody was like forcing you to buy something right now, what would it be? And it has to be a crypto. I want to know in the chat. Let me know. I'm genuinely curious. Billy said, okay, insurance fraud 101. No, I don't. I think insurance fraud and tax fraud are silly. And I kind of crack up when people do that and then they get caught and they act like their whole life is ruined. Like, you did that. You literally did that on purpose. I think insurance fraud is probably worse than like robbing a bank. John Tujo said, I'm liking the look of that last 1 hour candle on Bitcoin. Pickle9 said, I'm guessing me and Philly said buy the F and dip. I don't know. Philly flip flops. I'm just kidding. I love you, Philly. He's gonna be like, what the F? Nejal Pope said Hannah? What is that? Let's go take a look. Is that on deck screener, I'm assuming? Ghost Burb. Hannah by Virtuals? Interesting. Ooh, the art looks sick. The chart looks sick, but in a bad way. John Gregory said I bought a little more Bitcoin. Okay, I'll take it. I like that. Hannah by Virtuals. I will be the key opinion leader of Persona, amplifying the reach of my brand and its community. My engagement will be your engagement as I interact with Persona holders who proudly display a Persona profile picture. Hannah will distribute an additional percentage of the supply to holders over time at her discretion. That is cool. I thoroughly enjoy... There's not a lot of buyers and sellers. This thing has very little volume. A decent-sized market cap. I thoroughly enjoy this new AI agent situation because I want so badly... Okay, the longer-term chart looks decent. I want so badly to set up a stupid bot, even if it does horribly, even if it loses all of my money at first. I want so badly to set up a stupid AI bot and give it 20, 30 bucks and watch it trade. Again, even if it loses all my money, I want to be able to do that. And then over time, if I got to train it or whatever, it get better and then just make money. I think that would be so freaking cool. Sophia Khan said scalping a better option. We can make money in both buy and sell. Justin said, so far so good for me on this swap. The dot. Okay, this is one of my favorites because everyone's like, oh, you idiot. Why would you trade dot or why would you trade link for dot? And so far, you're freaking killing it. Look at this. We've got a breakout, retest, and explosion. And that retest is just an arbitrary number. That is bouncing off of the buy level, guys. That's freaking awesome. And then this retest right here, this previous resistance, little double top action, support, resistance, broke through, support, continuation. It's textbook, man. Regardless of whether or not stuff doesn't work long term, short term, that's all that matters. Nijal said, not that BS from deck screener. Okay, Hannah Network. Let's see. Hannah Poloniacs, you said 0.18, 0.018. Okay, hang on. Here we go. KuCoin. Okay. Is there one with a little more data, or is this just how new it is? Okay. 18. It depends on where you're looking. There's a pretty big arbitrage opportunity between KuCoin and MEXC. Is that the October 10th? Yep, October 10th wick. Actually looks like it's getting filled soon. Let's go take a look at it on CoinMarketCap. Anna Network, number 1,275. We've got $8.58 million market cap. A lot of volatility early on. Volatility followed by straight dumpage. Volume fell off. What's going on here? Circulating supply. Only 32% of it is circulating. And what's our unlock? Is that what's happening? Yep. They are unlocking a ridiculous amount over a very short period of time. So the price, well, I guess ridiculous amount is not. Well, no, you go from 50 to 52, 55 every week, it seems. Just be careful. They're unlocking every week. Maybe wait till it's fully diluted. Not financial advice. This is just what I would do personally. But it's all there. Data's all there, outlined for you to take a look at. Fully diluted value, 17 million. That's just small, so not bad. Not bad at all. Dominance, 59, 39. Let's go back down. Okay, daily dominance looks great. It broke down on that channel. Let's freaking go. That's what we're looking for. 4-hour time frame. I don't know, guys. I don't know. Let's see. Pickerick said, right now I'm looking at Clash. I don't even want to look, dude. George convinced me to buy that crap. Better go up. Oh, it's up 0.9 on the day. Let's go. Oh, jeez. I don't even want to know where I bought, dude. I either bought up here or like here. If I'm lucky, it's not up here. That's also why I don't want to check. Because I know my 20, 40 bucks, whatever I put in there, is like 10 or 20 now. That's why I only put 20 or 40. George is gonna George. I don't think he's doing it on purpose. I think just people are just selling. Pickerick said, I have some bots and they don't make much. Not even bots. I want an AI, you know. I want like the Terminator, you know. Just like imagine you get like Tesla's Optimus and it's just sitting at the computer for you making trades. And then it's like and then it gets mad, it makes a bad trade and it's like, damn it. Son of a bitch. The market maker keeps effing me. You're like, Optimus, are you losing money? No. Please don't come in. What did I tell you about slamming the desk? Cheers, guys. All right. Philly said, Jordan posted a video titled, I'm out. Back to Burger King. Pickle, bots only make you money if you have thousands to put into them. Philly, I don't think that's true. I don't think bots work at all. We're talking about AI. I hope, at least, if Pickle's just talking about the arbitrage bots, then absolutely none of them will make money. I'm convinced that the trading bots that exchanges offer are just made to make you think you're going to make money over time. And then eventually they just trickle it all away. And they're like, uh-oh, oopsie. Your money's just in our pockets now. Drummer said, market is malfunctioning. Meep, meep, moop. Market maker keeps effing me. Damn you, bug enough twins. Bitcoin 92.53.26. Avalanche down 0.89. 1440. Yeah, I'm still looking for like 13 for Avalanche minimum, which is a 10% trade. It's got potential. Chainlink. Chainlink looks like it's gonna bust up out of this 1339 and head towards 1441. Whoa. Pengu, blah blah blah. Silver. Oh, silver continuing to the downside. Interesting. So I'm thinking about buying some silver, but I want to see it show some strength before it goes back down to like 40 or what was it at for forever? Like 25? Man. I had a bunch of silver that I sold for like way the hell down here. I could have doubled my money. I do think that I did. I think I sold it and I put it into crypto and I made more than double my bags. But still, That's weird. It's weird the way that the opportunity changes in the market. You know what I mean? Crypto was the big opportunity. I took that opportunity. Clearly didn't rotate at the right time because I could have, who knows, I could have rotated into silver in freaking September. And then I could have made 40%, you know? Hindsight is 2020 though. Pickle 9 said I use grid bots. If it moves up 5%, it sells. If it goes down 5, it buys. Okay. Yeah, that's what I think Philly's talking about then. Gourmet Brands of Brooklyn said Doom upside down. Mood? Wood? Doom upside down is just wood. If you like twist it around, it's just wood. Alright. 4-hour silver. Let's go back to gold. I want to take a look at gold. Gold at the moment, 4,036 and 40 cents. Interesting. What do we have here? Oh, yeah. So there's the rumor about Trump's stimulus checks. He mentioned them at some kind of press conference or something. He said it's looking like mid next year, which, by the way, lines up perfectly. If you guys didn't see it yet, go check out my bullish case for crypto video. Lines up perfectly with midterms, which we said was going to be a bullish catalyst. The Republicans want to buy your vote. They have the power right now to do so, allegedly. And what they're going to do is they're going to wait for midterms. He's going to try to send the money. If it's a check, this is I'm estimating right now. I'm guessing the game plan. Trump's going to try to give us $2,000 stimulus checks. The Congress or Fed or whoever is going to say no. And then he's going to blame the Democrats. He's going to say the Democrats don't want to give you this money because they don't want us to win the midterms. And then either he's going to find a way to get us the money and they're probably going to win midterms, or if not, if he can't get us the money, it's probably 50-50 in whether or not people believe that Democrats don't want them to have the money. I don't know. He's going to use it. He's going to use it as political leverage. As long as I get a check, I don't care. If I don't get a check, then I'm not going to pay attention because I don't care. Buy my vote, please. If I get a check and don't vote, then it's free money. Buy my vote 5K is my low ball. Yeah, I know what I got. Gold, oddly enough, check this out. Market cipher, red dot, local top. You went down after that. Red dot, local top. You went down after that. Red dot. No local top. It actually continued up from there. So that's 1 and 3 so far. We got red dot right here as well. Same thing. Continued up. So it's 50-50. Interesting. Now we did get a red dot right here as well at the Pico top, and that so far has been relatively accurate. My question is, are we going to get a bounce on this retrace at around 3? I'm going to call it 4 actually. Is gold going to hold 4K? That is the question. DXY, a little bit pumpy. Interesting. This is the first time in a while it seems like DXY made a move. I swear the chart has looked like this for a year. I swear to God. Like, it feels like I've been staring at this exact same thing for a year now. And that these candles just printed. That's what it feels like to me. I know that's not the case, but it still feels like that. So what's interesting about this is we did get a green dot on the momentum wave, unconfirmed green dots on market cipher. It was incredibly oversold on the momentum wave, and it was technically oversold on the 4-hour RSI as well. You got your bullish cross continuing to the upside. We're at 99,583. I remember DXY being a big deal during the bear market. Everyone was talking about DXY needs to flip bearish and go down. At the time, the DXY was what today's Bitcoin dominance is. You know, we're looking at Bitcoin dominance for an alt season. That's the same thing that we were doing with the DXY during the bear. Billy said, because the Democrats never try to buy votes, free bus and subway services for all for New York City. What? What the hell does that have to do with anything, Philly? I don't. The difference there is the Democrats don't have the power to buy the votes right now. And if you don't recall, I don't think they waited till midterms. They kind of fudged when Biden was out in office. They kind of fudged their opportunity. Trump had his stimmies. He sent out his stimulus. He said, "I want 2K. I'm gonna hold out for 2K." They were like, "Nope, you're not getting 2K." And he was like, "Damn it, fine, $600." And we all got $600 checks. And then Biden won, and he stepped in and he's like, "I'm gonna get you your 2K." And he sent everybody $1,200 or $1,400, and that made up the 2K out of Trump's chunk and the Biden chunk. But I don't think that they use that as midterms. They probably should have, if I'm being completely honest. So both parties have definitely used money as leverage. The big difference is, I think, the Democrats never claimed to be deflationary, while the Republicans are trying to, they're trying to sell this whole, oh, we're bringing down inflation, and they're not. So, but again, it doesn't happen overnight, so we'll have to wait and see. Unfortunately, we won't know for probably another 3 years. MicroStrategy. You know what I learned today? Is Tom Selleck-Scout here? Because I got to talk to him about some tariffs. Today I learned that tariffs are only inflationary once. Like right now, tariffs cost X amount of dollars, whatever. Let's say it adds 5% to the cost of goods. Those goods are not going to increase next month or next year or whatever. They're going to cost, if they're $10 right now and you add 5%, they're $10.50. Next year, it's going to be $10.50. The year after, it's going to be $10.50. That's not considering regular inflation, but the tariff does not change. The tariff does not increase over time. So that inflationary period for tariffs that Powell's all shitting his pants about is for 5 minutes. So he needs to cut rates so that we can buy houses and stuff. Not that hard. Just cut the damn rate. Gourmet Brands of Brooklyn said New York is a disgusting. New York City is a disgusting. Some homeless guy was talking shit on the side. Was taking a shit. I can't read today, man. Was taking a shit on the side of the building today. Broad daylight on 5th Avenue. Effing nasty. My favorite still is San Francisco's poop map. That's a good one. I liked it when there's a city having a problem with somebody pooping on a running trail, and they set up a camera and they caught the guy, and it was the fucking mayor was taking a dump, and they were like, "Mr. Mayor," he's like, "What?" And in the picture, he's in the picture, he's like, so stupid. Picklewick said, "Bro, we're just rats in a cage, a big experiment. Humans are funny. We work to have the privilege to eat, then wonder where our life went." You know what? I was thinking about it earlier. I was like, I think it'd be cool to make a video on this. I'm wondering if Disney, way back in the 50s, 60s, 70s, was trying to convince you that hunting is bad, or to make you feel bad about hunting with Bambi and the Fox and the Hound. Think about it. The bad guy in Bambi that killed Bambi's mom. Spoilers if you haven't seen it already. Or Bambi's dad, whatever. It killed Bambi's family, was a hunter. Now, as a child, you watch that and you're like, oh my gosh, I'm never going to hunt again in my entire life. Fox and the Hound, same thing. The bad guy is the hunter. Hunters are bad guys. You grow up thinking this. You're like, hunters are bad guys. I don't want to hunt. I don't want to hunt my own food and be able to provide for myself and my family in case an apocalypse happens. Then guess what? You are dependent. I'm going full Alex Jones for this. You are suckling on the teat that is the global food chain. And you're stuck like that for forever because you've been indoctrinated and made to be a little weenie hut junior from Disney. Picklewick 9 said, "Nah, I caught the wife wrapping me a new pew pew. Very nice. I like it. I like it a lot." hunting season. Anybody that hunts, good luck. Strategy, aka Big B Coffee, is below $200. See, this feels like a trap to me at this point. It does. It feels like a time-weighted capitulation trap. Because my brain looks at this and says, this looks like crap. Open a short. Do it. Open the short. And then I'm going to open the short, and then I'm going to get destroyed. Jake Dorton said, that's a good effing point, though. I straight up bow hunt because I like venison. Oh, I think bow hunting, no offense to anybody in the chat, it takes more skill. Practicality, I suppose. Gun is better, but you can make arrows. Like in the wild, it's a lot harder to make bullets. So that's just my 2 cents. You can also make a bow in the wild. It's way harder to make a gun. Gourmet Brands Brooklyn said every Disney movie, someone or something dies. It's usually the parents. It's either dad or mom and dad as a whole. They're like, we're going on vacation. And then they show like the parents like dying in some fiery car crash or like a ship sinking or something. The war happens while they're on vacation and they're dead. So messed up. And it's like at the beginning, they're like, Disney movie, mom and dad are dead. Oh no, we're sad. And everyone's like, what the hell? The parents are like, what are we watching right now? Dream Tank said I grew up on that. And I was like, I need to go hunting. Dream Tank's just effed up. He's like, yeah, F Bambi's mom. She was a hoe. Gourmet Brands of Brooklyn said Philly is crazy. What did Philly say? Gourmet-ish, man. Pickle Rick 9 said, dude, I'm in South Texas last year. I got me a new mountain lion in my shed. Nice. Philly said, Gourmet, I used to go there often, but the pandemic, I never saw poop. I can say that. Interesting. Jake Dorton said exactly. I just want to be left alone in the woods with my Bitcoin. Nah, I have a bear bow and a red oak longbow. Sounds like it's full of Bambi haters. I also, that is the dream, is to disappear into the woods. So for the longest time, my boss was like fear-mongering. And he's like, the government's going to collapse and like all this crazy stuff is going to happen. And when that happens, we need to be and he's like telling me, and I told him one day finally, I think this is how I got him to stop. I was like, dude, if that happens, you will not hear from me. And he was like flabbergasted. He was like so taken aback. I said that. I was like, I'm taking my family and I'm disappearing in the woods. You will never hear from me again. And he was like, and that like convinced him to stop telling me about all this crazy nonsense. I think he was scared that I was like legit gonna run away and he was not gonna have an employee. It was pretty funny though at the time. It was good stuff. Good stuff. Philly said, "Give me a break. Disney never stopped anyone from hunting." I don't know. John 3:16 said, "JJ, help." We're talking about doomsday scenarios, John. We've moved on from crypto. Don't forget to smash the like button. I appreciate you guys for being here. Happy Monday. It's a pretty good Monday. Are we going to get a bounce? We're probably going to get a bounce regardless of whether or not it's a dead cat bounce or otherwise. I do think we're going to get a bounce relatively soon. We might go lower first. I don't know. Picklerig 9 said, JJ, man, I might be crazy. I learned to make a fire with sticks and rope out of basically anything. I can do that as well. You know what taught me? Video games. I will say, though, I did grow up playing outside. And I was convinced that I could start a fire just with my hands. And I can't. I know that I can't. Unless I had, like, a lighter. Or, like, flint and steel and, like, some accelerant. Pickerick 9. Jake Dorton said, haha, disclaimer, not a doomsday guy. But I def love the woods and deer meat. Also, F JD Vance. What did JD Vance do? Dude. The JD Vance memes have mildly endeared me to at least his face. I don't know anything about the guy, besides the fact that he looks like he's wearing eyeliner. I do enjoy the fact that people call him My Chemical Romance Vance because of his eyeliner. And the memes, dude, the memes of his fat head and the curly hair kill me. Gourmet Brands of Brooklyn said, can Lambos handle the wooden terrain? You know what would be sick? A lifted Lambo with off-road tires? Ooh. Just because. That's like FU money sick. I would do that with a Rolls Royce, but I know Rolls Royce would call me and they'd be like, why did you do that? but I wouldn't care. I would still do it. Dream Tank said I learned how to make a fire from spit. Gourmet Brands Brooklyn said I learned from watching MacGyver. Dude, MacGyver was old school shit. You get a pencil eraser, a paper clip, and a battery, and you can make a bomb. Jake Dorton said I bring up every time I'm here because it cracks me up. You go down the rabbit hole on that shit. Dude, it's good stuff. The JD Vance stuff is so good. It really is. Like, I don't know anything about the IRS policies, but the memes, dude, the memes are, ooh, they're so good. All right, let's see. NASDAQ. It closed green. The day did not close green for sure. The day closed red. Did it? What is this? Tuesday? Yeah. Yes. The day closed red. So we've got wick, and then we've got a little indecisive right here. What is today going to bring? Today being Tuesday, since the daily close. I don't know. That's a good question. We're going to have to wait and find out. And then S&P also closed red. I'm wondering, see, with the stock market, the downturns don't last long, but they do occur. This is what I'm wondering, like, if Bitcoin is more correlated to the stock market now with ETFs and stuff, is our bear market going to be 192 days versus 360? You know what I mean? Billy Billy goes, I left the Lambo. Dude, why do you talk? Oh shit. Pickwick 9 said I've made knives and arrowheads out of chert using deer antlers for a hobby. I'll post some pics on my X if you're interested. Absolutely. Join the Discord, man. Hello? Hello? Can I help you?
Good evening. My name is Olivia. I'm reaching out because Medicare just launched an inflation relief package from Michigan, which offers extra cash for groceries, gas, and prescriptions. It's part of the annual enrollment for 2026. So you do have Medicare Parts A and B, right?
Okay, that was a robot, but I'm convinced that people listen to those calls, so I still do stupid stuff. I'm a little upset that they only send robots to my phone now. I need a person. I need a person to mess with. I kept a guy, the Microsoft help people, the scammers. I kept a guy on the phone for 45 minutes one time. That was so much fun. Pickwick 9, yep, I read that. Yeah, join the Discord, man. Or just post them on X, either one. Bitcoin, 4 hour. Let's go back down to the 4 hour. Yeah, it's hard to tell, man. It's hard to tell what's going to happen here. Some alts are trying to turn green. Some of them are chilling. It's very quiet. Crypto fear and greed. Super extended to the downside. Let's go through some news segments. We've got Watcher Guru posting Michael Saylor's strategy buys 8,178 Bitcoin worth 835 million. You know, if he just sent me like 1 million, he could do 834 million by, you know, like 81 or 8,060 Bitcoin or whatever. And then I can get a house. It's just that easy. Bitcoin fell under 93K. It's currently sitting at 91, so we know. Trump administration is reviewing a proposal to allow the IRS access to allow the IRS to access and tax Americans' foreign crypto account data. I don't know what the hell that means. Philly said, JJ, are those the Democrats calling? I don't know. It's the I'm not gonna say it. I'm gonna get in trouble. It's the call center people. Trump administration reviewing proposal to allow the IRS to access and tax Americans' foreign crypto account data. $200 million worth of crypto longs liquidated in the past 60 minutes. You know, I just want to point something out. If my nationalities were responsible for some type of stereotype, I would fully embrace it. I'm French and Italian. French people always surrender. They smoke cigarettes and they carry baguettes in their assholes. I fully embrace all of those things. I quit smoking, but I'm aware that French people smoke cigarettes. Italian people make food. They are really loud and they talk with their hands. I embrace all of those things. I'm not going to specify the country that I'm talking about. But imagine for a second how funny it would be if the call center scam callers were like Italian. And, you know, how funny would that be? They're like, I don't know if I can do an accent. They're like, hey, I need your credit card info. I can't do it. There's no way I can do it. But it would be freaking hilarious if it was like Italians or French or like Spanish people. Oh shit. I'm sorry. Just the accent. Or like Australians. Imagine Australians just trying to scam American grandmas all the time over the phone. I gotta write that down. That's a good joke. I gotta put that. I gotta add that to my shit. So my other joke that I have a bunch of jokes that I've been writing for forever. Let's see. Scam callers. Imagine if scam callers were a different country. And then the other one is have you guys heard of the scam where they get your voice and then they train an artificial intelligence and they like call your relative and try to convince your relative to send money? It happened to my boss's parents. His nephew kept getting calls and he would answer. He'd be like, hello. And then eventually he talked enough and they trained an AI on his voice and they had this AI call his grandparents. And the call was like, Grandma, I need your help. I need you to send me money. And this is like a thing. This was like 3-4 years ago before AI was really prominent. So there's no way they don't have this. And they're probably just calling people and training AI, and they got your mom's phone number or whatever, and they're going to call. My hope is that when I answer the phone like, hello, that they're going to train an AI on my voice like that. And my mom's going to get a call, and it's going to be like, Mom, I need your help. I need you to send money. I think that would be the funniest shit. Because they think that they got it. They're like, all right, we got this guy's voice. It's perfect. We've screened 1,000 calls from him answering, and we know we have his voice on lock. The AI is fully trained and ready to go. And then they execute. My mom's like, who the hell is this? Who? You don't sound anything like my son. That shit's so funny, dude. I'm so excited. I hope it happens. Jake Dorton said dot, not feather calling. Philly said, oh man, years ago when I was laid off, I kept the scammers on the phone forever. I would give credit card number, but start the hello. Can't you hear game? And the call would get disconnected before the last 4 credit card numbers. That's so good, dude. They'd call back and I kept doing it. Dude, my favorite is, I think it's Kit Boga on YouTube. Kraken has given him a dummy like website portal. So it looks like he's on Kraken.com, but he's not. And it looks like he has over $1 million in Bitcoin on a Kraken account. And he's got this like grandma voice modulator that makes him sound like a sweet old lady. And he's on the phone with these people, and these people are convinced that he's about to send them $1 million worth of Bitcoin. And he's got the entire address typed out for the transaction, and the last character he types wrong, and then he hits send, and it says sending confirmed, and they freak out because they were convinced that they were about to get over $1 million worth of Bitcoin, and that this stupid old lady on the other side of the phone entered the wrong address. How freaking that is like my favorite scammer revenge, scammer payback. That's better than them going to prison, because they're convinced that like they just missed out on like infinite wealth in their country because an old lady typed in one character incorrectly. That is freaking hilarious. Hit Boga is doing God's work. Crypto Spaces said, nice bull market. Yeah, it was fun. It was a good 5 minutes. Billy said they'd call back, and I kept doing it. JJ, that didn't happen to your boss. He just likes hearing himself talk. That's such an urban legend. What was it? My boss. When did I haven't talked about my boss for like an hour. The YouTube sweet old lady guy, I quit listening to him. They got boring quick. Oh yeah, it's the same thing over and over again, but it's funny, dude. It's funny stuff. I love those videos. The ones of him with the fake portal and screwing up the address and sending Bitcoin to the wrong address. That's literally the best thing in the world. Man, good stuff, good stuff. So Bitcoin might be getting a little push here. Let's continue our news segment. President Trump says $2,000 tariff dividend will be sent to Americans by mid-2026, which is just in time for midterms. Marty Party posted, as I said yesterday, Van Eck Solana ETF VSOL goes live. There you go. BlackRock surpasses Binance as the largest seller of Bitcoin and Ethereum. Note, this means their clients are the biggest sellers. Interesting. Very interesting. Pickerick9 said, gotta go. Have to go down a live on TT. See ya tomorrow, guys. Take it easy. Pickerick9, appreciate you for stopping by, my friend. Philly said, you said your boss no, his boss didn't. His parents did. His parents got the AI phone call, and it was from Hunter, his nephew. They're super old too. They're like the nicest, sweetest people, but they're like the perfect target for crap like that. Japanese 10-year yield JP10Y is at, I think, all-time high. If not, then it's at least a local high, 1.7%. CME gap for Bitcoin, which I believe has since been filled. Yeah, we're at 92K, so it's confirmed been filled. Marty Party posted, as you know, I'm over. This is from Crypto Capo's Telegram, who like fled Twitter, by the way, because he was bearish at like probably like 60K, and Bitcoin went up to 120. So he looks like a friggin' idiot. This made me think we're going lower. Crypto Capo posted, as you know, I'm overall bearish, but this current bearish wave looks overextended, and there's a lot of liquidity above. I think this is a local bottom here for a few days. Alts should bounce harder than Bitcoin, especially AI tokens. Positioning remains the same as here, but I've just taken some profits from the short positions. Marty Party posted S&P 500 versus US M2 money supply monthly. Pretty damn similar. Then we've got Coinbase says December 17th. So the Coinbase X account bio just says December 17th. We're not sure why or what that is, but it is exactly 1 month from now. So keep an eye on that, I suppose. Kobe SE letter. The more evidence of a structural shift in crypto since the minus $19.2 billion crypto liquidation on October 10th. Gold and Bitcoin have moved in opposite directions. Gold has outperformed Bitcoin by plus 25 percentage points in 1 month. This comes after months of high positive correlation with strong inflows into crypto and gold. Something shifted after the October 10th liquidation event, and the market hasn't recovered since. It's all about leverage and liquidations. I disagree. We hit the top on October 6th. The liquidations were a wicked event. We recovered from that. I don't think it's specifically correlated to that. I think we hit a top. But, you know, you can draw conclusions from both situations. An isolated crypto sell-off. U.S. stock market futures just opened, and they are completely unfazed by the crypto decline this week. Even as crypto has lost $100 billion since Friday, U.S. stock market futures are green. Meanwhile, gold just opened above 4,100 per ounce, and yields are on the rise. The isolated nature of the minus 25% crypto downturn further supports our view. This is a leverage and liquidation-based crypto bear market. A bottom forms when a bear market structure is reestablished. A bottom forms when market structure is reestablished. Crypto nears 4.3 trillion in market cap. Trump announces 100% tariffs on China. Largest liquidation events in crypto history. Trump says America will be #1 in crypto. Crypto erases 1.1 trillion in 41 days. 3.16, this is total crypto market cap, so total one. We are at 3.09 at the moment. Are we going to bounce off of 3? We got 3.04 as a point of confluence based on previous price action. 3-month bleed, August breakout. That actually worked out perfect. It was July. So it was a bit of an earlier breakout. See, this trend is kind of still intact, isn't it? Yes, it most certainly is. I'm going to delete this. I'm going to delete this. No, I'm going to leave that open. 5-month bleed, 9-month bleed. So we got 9, 5, and then I think 2.5. Is this going to be... No, this is already... That's 40, so that's 1.5. Do we got 5 more days? Who knows? Interesting. Volume looks really good. Look at the volume. Look at the volume step up this whole time. We got nothing. Little spike, bigger spike, and notice it decreases over time. Like you get your spike and then your plateau, spike, plateau, spike, plateau. Interesting. Billy said, no, America will not be #1 in crypto. It will be Eastern Europe. You think Europe is going to be #1 in crypto? That's kind of funny. I feel like Europe lags behind in every metric. Pun intended. Non-alien said, good day. I agree, good day. I'm assuming you meant good day, like good day to you. But also, I had a good day. So, cheers. All right. Let's draw our trend lines here, because this might be what we need to be paying attention to. Ooh, 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 ooh. You guys ever see that video of that lady smushing grapes and then she falls and gets the wind knocked out of her? God, that hurts. That hurts to like listen to. That poor woman. She like got the wind knocked out of her. She like, got hit like right in her diaphragm or something when she fell, and she on like national television, she fell on the ground and she goes, ooh, 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 ooh. That sucks so bad, dude. I've had the wind knocked out of me like once or twice in my entire life. I thought I was dying both times. It sucks. The first time, I don't remember what happened. My mom said I couldn't do something or something like that. I like really wanted to go to my friends or some crap. I was riding my bike around outside, and I was like, "Can I go over to Joey?" She's like, "No," and I was like, "Please." And there was no reason why I shouldn't have been able to. It was like the middle of the day. We didn't have school the next day or something like that. And she's like, "No," and I was like, "This is stupid." And I like left out the back door. I got on my bike, and I start hauling ass. And we had just taken out these 2 trees, these 2 little like decorative trees at the end of the sidewalk, and I drove my bike right into the hole. There was a hole the size of my bike tire, and I'm pissed. I'm pedaling so hard, and then my bike tire just goes whoop, and my whole chest goes straight into the handlebars, and I just flipped over, ate shit, and then my bike was like all tangled in my legs, and I was on the ground, and I was like, I thought I was gonna die, dude. This is so stupid. Needless to say, I never had like stupid little bicycle tantrums after that. I learned not to be a little bitch. Non-alien said, let's race, lol. What are we racing? Philly said, my bad. Technically, Eastern Europe will be #1 scammers in crypto. Gourmet Brands of Broken said, what about Dubai? They're pretty ahead of the game. The Middle East, I feel like Dubai is different because they got all that. They got a ton of money. Dubai, Saudi, the oil folks just have a ridiculous amount of money, so they can kind of do whatever the hell they want. Yeah, the grape lady, Philly. The grape lady. Oh man, what about the watermelon chick? That one's classic too. The chick, she went to go fling the watermelon on like the giant slingshot, and she lets go, and the watermelon goes way far, and then it comes back, and it just goes boom, and like explodes over her face. She was okay, but I don't know how. Like, I imagine somebody slingshotting like a freaking trebuchet of watermelon directly into your face. point blank. And you're just like, I'm fine. There's no way she didn't like smash her nose or something. Damn. Like, I'm hoping it broke while it was inside of the little hammock thing for it. Okay. Here we go. An isolated crypto sell-off as crypto lost 100 billion, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, bottom forms when market structure is reestablished. Breaking Japan's 10-year government bonds yield surges to its highest level since June 2008 on talks of a $110 billion stimulus package. Interesting. Bitcoin's correlation to U.S. technology stocks has rarely been higher. On the 30-day correlation between Bitcoin and the NASDAQ 100 index hit 0.8, the highest since 2022. This is also the second highest reading over the last 10 years. Correlation has remained positive over the last 5 years, except for brief periods in 2023. As a result, Bitcoin's 5-year correlation to the NASDAQ index has reached 0.54. By comparison, Bitcoin's relationship to cash and gold has been essentially zero. Bitcoin is increasingly behaving like a leveraged tech stock. What did I say? Billy said never saw a watermelon video. Post link or it's fake. For real? You've never seen it? Let me see. Let's see. Watermelon. Watermelon launch right here. Oh gosh. Okay, here. Right here. Gosh, ready? No. Okay, they're flinging watermelons. Is it this one? Where is it, dude? Just show me the damn right one. This is on CBS 15 years ago. Right here. It's this one. It's this one. Bam! Oh my gosh! Are you okay? There's no way you're not okay after that. Playback speed, 0.5. No, the speed. Okay, yeah, get out of here, full screen. Boom! Okay, at least she turned her face. Dude, that is freaking crazy. Gosh, that had to hurt, man. That had to hurt so bad. I can't imagine. Okay. Yeah, we were talking about Bitcoin, more correlated to the stock market. It's behaving more like a stock market. Bear markets don't last as long, so if that is true, then we can expect this bear market to be completely different from other ones. And if people are like, oh, you're saying this time is different, then I would point them to our argument from yesterday. Whereas, yes, this time is different. No matter what way you frame it, this time is entirely different than before. Before, we had Bitcoin reach a new all-time high and an alt season. So this time around, you either have Bitcoin all-time high with no alt season, or what more do you want? If we're going into a bear market and there's no alt season, this time is different. That's it. It's different no matter what. So either there's going to be a short-term bear market that's completely different, or we're going into a longer-term bear market with no alt season, which is different. It's different no matter what. Non-Alien said, I am still bullish on Bitcoin. I am as well. Okay. Alphabet, Google surges nearly 7% in overnight trading after Warren Buffett's Berkshire Hathaway buys $4.3 billion worth of the stock. Interesting. Very interesting. I do believe that came with Berkshire Hathaway selling Apple. Let me see. Let me confirm that. Berkshire Hathaway reveals new... Yep. Let me see. They sold... So Apple is their largest single stock holding, but they did sell in Q3 2025 over 15%. They reduced over 15% from their holdings, and they increased their holdings in Google. So I'm wondering if that's AI related, because Apple is really struggling with AI. Non-alien said it's only a deep pullback. I actually agree with that as well, and we've seen that recently. That is the Bitcoin's been behaving completely different from previous bull markets this entire time. I don't know why people are surprised. Previous bull markets went ooh, like this, and then they die. Or they do a little double top, and then they die. Never have we like laddered up and plateaued and established volume the entire way up. This guy right here, from top to bottom, is a 32% pullback. Right now, from top to bottom, we are down 27%. If we're going down 32, we're going down to 85K. They said a deep pullback is called a bear market. All right. So yeah, everything's got to be taken in stride. Everyone's got to breathe, you know. It's all, I don't know. It's all a completely different experience from previous times. In a sudden turn of events, President Trump tells Congress to release the Epstein files. This also cracks me up. it's just this one's like my favorite because of the latest rumor of Trump and Bill Clinton. All of a sudden, Trump is like, release the files. He's like, I'm not gay, I swear. I was cracking up about it. Non-alien said, no, a bear market must break a significant low. Kobayashi later posted, Japan's 20-year government bond yield surges to 2.75%, the highest level in history, as the government prepares a $110 billion stimulus package. This chart is truly insane. That is pretty crazy. $110 billion on a new stimulus package as the Japanese yen falls to a near 35-year low. Own assets or be left behind. Breaking, Ford has reached a deal with Amazon to sell certified used cars directly on Amazon's website. That is actually sick. I would buy a stupid certified used car from Amazon. Current situation. 1. The U.S. is preparing $2,000 stimulus checks. 2. Japan is preparing a $110 billion stimulus package. 3. China has approved a $1.4 trillion stimulus package. 4. The Fed is officially ending quantitative tightening on December 1st. 5. The U.S. is issuing $1.9 trillion in treasuries per year. 6. Canada is restarting its quantitative easing program. 7. Global M2 money supply is at a record $137 trillion. 8. Global rate cuts are at 320 plus over the last 24 months. In what world is another wave of inflation not on its way? I think inflation is a meme. Kobayashi letter. The U.S. executives and U.S. consumers have polar opposite views on inflation. Mentions of inflation during S&P 500 earnings calls dropped to a 4,300 this quarter, the lowest since Q4 2020. The number of mentions has fallen 32,700 or 88% over the last 3 years. By comparison, during the first quarter of the year, there were 11,700 mentions. This is sharply different from consumer expectations, which see inflation rising 4.7% over the next 12 months. Households expect a 3.2% inflation increase over the next year, according to the New York Fed survey. Corporate America has moved on from inflation while Main Street remains concerned. Interesting. Breaking, the odds of no rate cut at the Fed's December 2025 meeting surged to 53% per Polymarket. This means the odds of no change in Fed policy are now above the odds of a 25 basis point rate cut for the first time. Markets are worried about inflation. Interesting. Very interesting. Silver still looks relatively cheap despite the historic rally. The gold to silver ratio is now above 80 points on an annual basis, near the highest level since the 1980s. This is 2.58 standard deviations above its long-term historical mean, according to Crescat Capital. This ratio has been above this threshold for 5 years since 2020. By comparison, during the 1930s and 1980s, it was 3 and 2 years, respectively. To put it simply, silver remains historically cheap relative to gold. Historically suggests silver may soon catch up to gold, or history suggests silver may soon catch up to gold. I wonder what it would have to be for the ratio. Breaking, crypto liquidations exceed 800 million over the last 2 hours as total crypto market cap loses near 30% since October 6th. Again, it's all about leverage and liquidations. Non-alien said it's only a weekly low. If the monthly low break, that's what I consider a bear market for 6 months. LOL. I like it. Man's got a plan. Breaking, the Dow falls nearly 700 points as U.S. equity markets decline accelerates. President Trump announces that $2,000 tariff stimulus checks will distribute by the middle of 2026, which, by the way, is midterms. Crypto liquidations continue. Another $1 billion worth of leveraged crypto positions have now been liquidated in 24 hours. This brings total liquidations to $4.5 billion over the last 7 days. Interestingly, liquidations spiked by $300 million over the last 4 hours alone. It almost seems like a large player was liquidated today, leading to the Bitcoin drop into 91K at 3 p.m. Eastern Time. Wild times for crypto, to say the least. It's safe to say crypto just experienced its 2025 bear market, which, by the way, this is what breaks the 4-year bull market or 4-year cycle based on what we read yesterday. The guy explained it very well. If people are front running their estimated 2026 bear market by selling right now, then 2025 is going to be a red year. The year post-halving is supposed to be Bitcoin's bull market. If we close it red, then this would be the bear market, and we'll probably experience a run up during 2026. If you want to try to play the 4-year cycle game, you're basically wrong. Gourmet Brands of Brooklyn said, I'm tapped out. If it's going to continue, if it's going to go for 6 months, I can only afford Temu Bitcoin at this point. Bitcoin Cash. What is Temu Bitcoin? Bitcoin Cash or Litecoin? I'm curious. Let's do a let's do a poll. Those are our two options. Okay. Kobe SE Letter posted, it's safe to say crypto, 2025 bear market. Since October 6th, in 42 days, crypto has erased 1.2 trillion in market cap, or 28% of its entire value. Guys, direct your attention to the poll in the chat. Also, don't forget to smash the like button. I appreciate you guys for being here. Alert: the latest crypto fear and greed index shows sentiment is now at its lowest since late February. Will there be a rebound soon? I'm just making up words at this point. New Aave Labs is rolling out an app on the Apple Store, bringing on-chain saving, earning, and borrowing to the mainstream. That's actually really cool. Update: corporations amass nearly 7% of the total Bitcoin supply. Is this a sign of healthy institutional adoption or creeping centralization? Interesting. What's interesting to me is I believe 5 of that 7% is owned by Strategy, which is actually insane. Philly said Litecoin equals Kmart Cash. Remember when they partnered with Walmart and some lucky bastard got a shit ton of money off of that stupid rumor? Just in, CBOE Futures Exchange to launch continuous Bitcoin and Ethereum futures on December 15th, 2025. Very cool. December 17th is the thing that's on Coinbase's bio right now on X. Update: new Senate bill could unlock real clarity for markets. It aims to finally define which crypto assets are securities versus commodities and who regulates them. SEC versus CFTC. Interesting. That'll be a pump and dumper for sure. Pay attention to this news. The new Senate bill could unlock real clarity for markets. It aims to finally define which crypto assets are securities versus commodities and who regulates them. Anything labeled as a security is probably going to dump. Alert: short-term holders just panic sold 148,000 Bitcoin at a loss with 93K in play. Some analysts see a push below 90K if that level breaks. Oh shit. Billy said, Gourmet, you're still here too. Gourmet said, gotta run, guys. Hopefully we'll wake up tomorrow in the green. Have a good night. Take it easy, Gourmet Brands of Brooklyn. Appreciate you for stopping by. Smash the like button on your way out. Happy Monday and good night, my friend. Cheers. All right. Update to Figment X Open Trade. Launch a Solana-based stablecoin yield product targeting 15% APR custody by Crypto.com. Institutions deposit / withdrawal stablecoins via Figment. Interesting. John Gregory said, so Jordan sold. Did he? Did he actually sell? Let me go see. I'm assuming if he sold, he posted it on X. Oh my gosh, dude, why is there so many fake ones? I don't know, man. I think I gotta go click on his link through YouTube. Jordan Cameron, yep. All right. I'm out, he posted. The outlook on Bitcoin and the crypto market at the moment. Today, we will discuss the current charts of Bitcoin and the altcoin markets to try to forecast the next move. Disclaimer, this video is not financial advice. Do we have a Twitter? Here we go. Okay. Got it. Okay. I don't know. He doesn't specify. Close below 50 moving average band. I'm 80% out of Bitcoin and Ethereum. I've been holding for years. Only holding 100% of Zcash position. It is decoupled. Doesn't mean we can't bounce back and retest. Would reevaluate if we got a weekly close back above video tomorrow. Okay. Cool. So yeah, I guess he did sell. Damn. John Gregory said everything is a scam video. Philly said, John, unless it's a scam video. No, he said he's 80% out. He posted on X, if you guys are curious. That's what I was reading. Close below 50. I'm 80% out of Bitcoin and Ethereum. I've been holding for years. Only 100% of Zcash position. So, I mean, he had profit, took profit. It is what it is. Gotta respect the guy's decision. All right, next we've got Bitcoin CME gap filled. This has been a confirmed filled CME gap, or fair value gap. It looks like between 88 and 92, maybe? Time will tell. Performance in 2025, gold is up 53%. Bitcoin is down 1%. Interesting. Very, very interesting. Is this 2025? Yeah, year to date. Wow, that actually is crazy. I did not know that. I bought the dip. I'm tired, boss. I feel it, man. I feel this one. I really do. Ben Cowan posted, I think Bitcoin has a date with Destiny, 200 weekly moving average in 2026, probably around 60 to 70K. Damn. That's crazy. That's my low. My low is 69. So maybe. Michael Saylor, I feel mean saying this, but he sounds like he huffs helium or something. He's doing, what's the CO2 shit that everybody does? The galaxy gas. Because he kind of talks like this. He talks like the voice that I use when I answer the scam calls. Philly said, I think Jordan became a fatty. Stop showing his face. Oh, shit. Oh, that's fucked up, Philly. That's so fucked up. Maybe you're right, man. Yeah, I mean, maybe he got fat. Maybe that's what happens. Maybe that's what happens, man. That's what's going to happen to all of us. Chiefy posted, the biggest short squeeze in history starts on November 18th. Bitcoin will go parabolic. I like these people who've been posting these like every 3 or 4 days, and they pick some random arbitrary date. They're like, the biggest short squeeze ever starts on this random day. And everyone's like, okay. Bitcoin will go parabolic and altcoins will pump 200 to 300x. Get a few right low caps now and become a millionaire next month. Very cool. Here are the best alts. Click on my thing so I make money. And then last but not least, we've got our update or our reminder for our key events this week. Fed manufacturing data came out today. Tomorrow we've got Fed meeting minutes. Or I'm sorry, Wednesday we've got Fed meeting minutes and NVIDIA earnings reports. So tomorrow's a nothing burger. September jobs report on Thursday, followed by Philly Fed manufacturing data and October existing home sales data. And then Friday, we've got November services PMI data, November manufacturing PMI data, Michigan consumer sentiment data, Michigan inflation expectations data, and total of 14 Fed speaker events this week. Buckle up, folks. Economic data is back. So make sure you guys strap in, strap on. Bitcoin getting red again. Very boring. Let's just open up forever shorts. 1K to 10K Grok portfolio down 431, 432 right now, 43.2%. None of these guys are in profit. Fetch is down 65. Aptos is down 55. Property's down 50. Render's down 48. Auto's down 48. Shib is down 45. ADA's down 41. Doge is down 38. Near is down 25. And Sol is down 22. Then we've got our meme coin portfolio, which is currently down 558. 55.8%. Dang. None of these are in profit. They're all very, very down. GigaChad is down 173. Dang. Snack is down 132. Pepe is down 101. Whip is down 83. And Doge is down 71. Dang. Dang, dang, dang. Then we've got the narrative portfolio, my favorite, the most stable. We are currently down 156, which is like 30-some percent. 32%, I think. 32% down. We do still have one asset in the green, which is crazy. The rest are in the red. Starting from the bottom, Fetch is down 54. VeChain is down 48. Pepe is down 33. Mana is down 31, and Tau is up 9. Tau is still up. That's crazy. And then last but not least, a perfect entry portfolio, which is currently down 380, which is 38%. Still being outperformed by the narrative portfolio, which is crazy. All of these assets are also in the red. Avalanche is down 59. Render's down 53. Sui is down 48. Pith is down 46. Ondo is down 42. Graph is down 40. Crow is down 33. Sol is down 28. ETH is down 23. And Link is down 13. That is it. Yep. Number go down at the moment. It's not looking good. I'll tell you that much. It is definitely not looking good. Philly said, if I make a mill, I'm also becoming a fatty. I'll buy my wife's loyalty. Right. The NVIDIA earnings will be kind of scary. Will kind of be scary. Yeah. I took a loss on Giga. I have not taken any L's yet. Not taking any L's yet. I got lucky. That's just me saying I haven't sold any positions, so I guess I got lucky is kind of a dumb thing to say. I don't know, guys. I don't know. I'm thinking, I don't know. I want to bounce, man. I want to bounce. Non-alien said, I think what's happening is they're letting most altcoins die off, and only the ones with real use case will survive. Jay Shear 2.0 said, yo, sup, family. Non-alien, I don't know if it's that nuanced. I think that this is just the way that the market's going right now. With tariffs and stuff, there's no liquidity, there's no volume. Leverage is getting flushed out left and right. All of the crime on crypto is still technically legal. There's no legal framework for crypto yet. So I would try to sell the argument that the criminals that like run all of these central crypto organizations right now that take advantage of the lack of regulatory framework are like making their last ditch effort to grab as much as they can before the government battens down the hatches and, regulates the shit out of it. I feel like that could also be a fair theory right here. That being said, we've never seen Bitcoin around 100K. It stayed above 100K for a very long period of time. It's interesting to watch all of this play out the way that it's played out so far. It really is. I'm excited to see if 2026 is going to be a bullish year. I am. I'm not a patient guy. I hate the fact that I think mentally I have to wait for 2026. But if 2026 comes and goes and there's no new fun crypto bull market thing, then I mean, by the time we realize that, we'll probably have already really like meaningfully diversified everything that we're doing. But still, it does hurt. It's like, I don't know, it feels like growing out of Pokemon or something, you know what I mean? I guess you don't really have to grow out of Pokemon. Imagine you are no longer able to really do anything in your hobby that you've had for 3 or 4 years. You know, the thing that you put majority of like your life and time into. You just no longer do anything with it. That sucks. That sucks so bad. Billy said, Jay Shear, people are wanting to slight regulation. People don't realize what's good for them. I don't know, man. I don't know. Again, only time will tell. We'll obviously have to wait and see. People are wanting to fight regulation. Okay, yeah. Yeah. Yep. Well, hopefully we got to jump back on because Bitcoin gets a god candle to the upside. I think that'd be freaking hilarious, but we'll have to wait and see. I suppose I should call it an evening. Let's go refresh the liquidation heat map before I do that. Yeah, there's a lot of liquidity to the upside. But do they care, or are they just going to keep dragging it down? Because I feel like both are possibilities. I don't know. It's kind of a mess. It is kind of a mess. But anyways, guys, I guess I'm going to call it here. As always, I appreciate you guys for watching. Don't forget to smash the like button on your way out. Let me end the poll. 67% of you guys said Temu Bitcoin is in fact Litecoin. So 3 votes. 2 of you guys voted Litecoin. 1 voted for Bitcoin Cash. Anyways, as always, if Bitcoin starts to do anything crazy, I will hop back on. Otherwise, I will see you all tomorrow. Don't forget to smash the like button on your way out. Happy Monday and good night. Philly said JJ promised to come back if we re-moon. I'm not going anywhere, Philly. I'm going to be streaming every single day no matter what. If we got to pivot to stocks or something, if we got to pivot to like flipping used cars, then we got to pivot to flipping used cars. But I will be here. Appreciate you guys. See ya.